Put all the shoes back on the supertone pot. It was missing a couple, so I borrowed a couple off of that banjo over there. That banjo is really not anything special, and it's got an awful lot of shoes. This banjo is kind of special. It belonged to someone's grandfather, so I think it'd be nice to fix it up nice. I was looking for, I noticed someone had replaced a couple of the bolts with these shiny new bolts which stick out on this like a sore thumb, and I was looking for a couple of bolts that I could give them that were old like that, and the ones on that one have a different size nut on the bottom, and when you're tightening a banjo head, when you got the wrong size nut on one of them, it just throws everything out of whack. So I didn't really want to give them those, but I'll look around and see if I can find anything that matches that, and if I can, I'll give them a little better better bolt, or at least one that'll kind of match. So basically what I'm going to do, here's the old skin head. I'm going to put it back on here and line it up. You can see here's the line where the strings used to run, kind of the wear line. And if my memory serves me right, the neck comes out here, so this Schlingerland sticker was right about here. And then I'll put this ring on top of it, and then I'll take these hooks or bolts, and they just go in the side of the ring and through the hole on these shoes, and then you tighten them up carefully, very carefully. It's not at all hard to break one of these old skin heads. This is very old to start with, and it's real animal skin, calf skin this one is, so you really have to tighten them very carefully. And what I do is I start with one on one side, one on the opposite side, one here and one here, and the next one, 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 and I just barely tighten them, and then I barely tighten them again, and I barely tighten them again, and I go all the way around just barely tightening them. And as you go, you can hear, I never turn it more than about 1/8 of a turn, and you can hear as the head tightens up, you can hear the sound of it. It'll start to echo, and you have to be careful you want to get it tight, but you don't want to break it. So it really is a slow going process. So that's what I'm going to do now. I think this is very interesting. I'll share this with y'all. I don't know which is the best angle to get you at where you can see these bolts, but if you'll notice, none of them are lined up. This one is down here, and this is up here, and this is down here, and this is kind of here, and this is up, and this is up, and this is down, and this is down, and this is even lower. Whoever drilled these holes obviously didn't use a tape measure. They didn't use any kind of device to measure how far down the pot to put them. They're just sort of drilled almost randomly and haphazardly, which is interesting. It's certainly not anything you'd find in a factory-built banjo these days, and in fact it's kind of cool and charming that this was built somewhere where someone was drilling holes, and back in the day it probably would have been with a hand crank drill, and they weren't lined up exactly to the millimeter perfectly, in fact nowhere near it. But in my opinion, that's part of what makes it even more cool. Okay, so I'm getting these head bolts on and working my way around it, and once I get them all on there, I'll drop it. No, once I get them all on there, I'll start the process of gently tightening them up. So there's that.